Yo, what's going on, everybody? So here's episode 4. We got legends up in the house today. We got the Trana Bros. And then we got, of course, my co-host that couldn't make it in today, but Franklin Cartuccia. What's going on, everybody? How you doing?
Doing awesome. Thanks for having us. Thanks for having us, fellas. I'm excited for this. This is gonna be a fun time. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm pumped. This is great.
Awesome, guys. Awesome. But just real quick, you guys, the ones who are here who don't know me, my name is Franklin. I'm a 22-year-old entrepreneur based in the Twin Cities. I do wholesaling and creative financing. Yeah, Cody, want to give introduction of who the Trana Brothers are and what the goal is here for the podcast.
Tonight we have the Trana Brothers on. The Trana Brothers are just some legends, wholesalers from Arizona that are originally from Minnesota. And you're going to hear about their story, kind of how they got into wholesale real estate and how they created strategies and created relationships and systems that have scaled their business to where they are now.
Awesome. So, Trana, how did you guys get into real estate?
We were actually living in Fargo, North Dakota. He was going to college at MSUM in Moorhead. And I moved into his apartment. I was doing like plumbing and heating, and I honestly hated it. So I was like, all right, screw this. Moved out of Henning, where we were currently living, moved to Fargo into his apartment. I was just trying to figure out what business or what can I do to start making money online. So I'm just like, I'm not going to go get a job for $10 an hour. I can obviously figure something out on the internet, build my own business. And then I came across wholesaling on TikTok. And it was just like, wow, this is great. Let's see what this is. I bought like $100 course.
Do you remember what course you got?
His name is Cashflow Key. I don't know. He does like Amazon drop shipping, whatever. So honestly, it was kind of just like, all right, this is a real thing. I didn't really learn too much about wholesaling from that guy, but like I was just like, all right, if this guy did a deal, like it's obviously real. And then we came across Astro Flipping and we jumped on a call with them, and it was like they said everything perfect, and we were just like, damn, this is great. Next week he drops out of college so we could go full time into wholesaling. Yeah, we just kind of started. This was in December of 2020, so it was a little over 2 years now.
Okay.
But yeah, we just kind of just dove head first into it, dropped out of college so we just pooled all of our money together. We're just like, okay, cool. We can live for a couple months to figure this out. And we just started taking action, just trying to make it work.
We're 100%. So Dylan, what, was it on your mind to be an entrepreneur? Like what made you drop out of college? Like, were you just sold like, yo, this is it? Or like, what made that decision for you?
Well, I always wanted to buy a whole bunch of properties.
Okay.
And I thought the way I was going to do that was like by just making a lot of dollars through like stocks, or like I was going to be like a loan officer. I thought, I'm like, okay, well, banks give people loans for the houses. So like if I'm there, I'll be able to get more. I honestly wasn't even, I feel like I was taking the steps that kind of where I grew up in like the town I was in was kind of pushing me to the direction. I wasn't really choosing my own path. I was kind of just doing what everyone was telling me to do. And going down that route, I wanted to own like a lot of property everywhere. I didn't know how to do this. And then he came across wholesaling and he's like, yo, we can just sell these contracts for 10 grand. And I'm like, this is amazing. Like, how do I, like, let's do this. Like, let's go, let's commit and do it. And then, and I was hating college, honestly. It was after Corona. So like everything went virtual now. It was kind of weird. I just couldn't pay attention, or I didn't like it at all. And then we're just like, let's just freaking commit. And then I finished my third semester. Then it was like that month, like December 2020. And then I never went back.
Holy, that's sick, yo. That's so sick. Yo, I love hearing stuff like that, honestly. So like when you first fully committed, right? Like what was it like? What was your systems, or did you have systems? Like what did you do to start getting your first deal?
We honestly, the first couple months was kind of just like learning, because we we living in North Dakota, we tried driving for dollars. For
This is before he dropped out and we went full time. I was like, I didn't have a job or anything. I just had some money like saved up so I could live for a couple months. Because like the expenses was like less than $500 a month to live.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, cool. I'm chilling for a little bit. So I was like watching YouTube. I'm just like driving for dollars and writing down addresses, like door knocked a little bit, but like only 2 or 3 houses, not too much. And then we came across Astro Flipping, and they were just like, this is like the proven business model of how it works. And we only got through like halfway through the course, and we were still hopping on the Zoom calls, but we stopped watching, so we just started taking action.
Yeah.
And that led to us doing 4 deals virtually in Detroit, Michigan, and then 2 deals virtually in Arizona. And that was just straight hustling, just connecting. All of those ones in Detroit were with other wholesalers that we were JVing with, and then 2 agent deals in Arizona that he did.
Sick.
And then we moved down to Arizona, like October or September 2021. And we went to Jamil's mastermind, and they kind of broke down their business model, and because we kind of already knew what needed to happen, we just kind of needed to see it in person and get told in person, like, hey, just do this, don't worry about it. And then we just, all of our deals come from our agent relationships and like referrals that come in. So we just started building like a referral-based business basically a little over a year ago, just through real estate agents and just building that up. But now the first 6 deals, it was kind of like we're all over the place. We're talking to wholesalers, agents, and then we're like in 3 different markets all at the same time, and we weren't really getting too much traction. Like we did a couple deals, so we were just like proof of concepts there. We can figure this out. But then when we really started like just focusing on one market and one strategy to bring in like leads, that's kind of when everything started to take off.
Right.
So,
And
how long did you guys take that to your first deal? And also, after you guys ended that question, like
Hey, brother, I can't tell.
can you turn up?
Yeah,
a little?
the
can
music is really loud.
Yeah.
I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Do you think you could turn the music down?
I'm not sure. Cody, can you do that on your end? Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, that's way better.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So I was gonna ask you guys. So how long did you guys take to get your first deal, and what's some tips or tricks you would give yourself if you had to go back in time and to get, let's say, a deal faster than us?
So he was able to get his first deal in 5 months. That's like those deals in Detroit, Michigan. Found some wholesalers. We found a buyer and we're able just to like connect the dots on some deals. Kind of like the micro flipping method, or trying to like dispose someone's deal, find them a buyer on like their property. But it took me 7 months to do my first deal, but I was jumping around. I was trying to do Minnesota market, Texas, Florida, Arizona. I was like just jumping around, like not sticking to one thing. And then on a Zoom call one time, Jamil's just like, just call agents, like just do one thing, and you like do get the result. And then I just started calling agents in Arizona, and then did my first deal after like 7 months. Like we started in January, and then just like learning and trying to figure it out. Did a few deals by like May, but then I didn't do my first deal. That was like a virtual deal here in Phoenix until like July of 2021.
Okay, nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. So one thing that I like to always say is like everything works. Like you said, Jamil said, stick with one thing, right? My method of marketing is always direct to seller, and that it works, right? Direct if you go with agents or go with direct to seller, it works. You have to be consistent and stick with one thing. So yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, that's definitely important too, because it's like when you're first starting out and you don't really know what's going on, like it's okay to kind of dabble and taste everything, but it's like if you're just doing everything, you're not really making any traction. And then you focus on one thing and you master it. Now you're way further, and then you can add this next branch of
100%.
opportunities to come in, and then you can master that. And then the first one didn't stop bringing in leads because you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's awesome. So are you guys what other type of marketing are you guys doing apart from like direct or from agent outreach? Are you guys doing any direct seller marketing or anything like that?
Not really. We're kind of just, we've like, especially in 2022, just doubled down on what really worked for us. And like, we talked to over 700 agents probably each in Phoenix that respond to us consistently. But like, we've connected with probably like 2,000 each. Just like it weeds out, and there's people that just don't stop responding anymore. But like, we built a pretty solid, pretty big database of like people that we continually check in with every single month, and that like know us, take our phone calls. They like know who we are when we call. So we're just 2022 basically was just like building that and just like building the relationship with these people, so they like know every single month, and they'll still be responsive, and weeding out the people that are like no longer in the business or that stop responding after a while. But this year we're going to start adding a lot more wholesaler outreach and just like being more loud on social media, showing up to like networking events all the time. We've like been doing this, but just like doing it at like a 10x level, and trying just to connect with more wholesalers too. Now that we're kind of more known a little bit in the marketplace. Trying to like help other wholesalers too, and maybe get them started on like doing their own outreach, and then kind of helping that and being like a dispo arm.
100%. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, like that's sick. I'm excited to see what that happens in 2023 for you. So I have a question. So what are like, everybody can, make systems, or, like what sets you guys apart?
Our follow-up game is unmatched.
Let's go. Let's go.
Like,
elaborate a little more on it.
So the thing is that separates us from any other investors in town, and like people just be like, oh, Phoenix is so hot, like, oh, there's like all the gurus out there and all that stuff. But here's the thing, what if you follow up consistently and you show up and you try to be like funny on the phone, and like you show up every single month, you don't just call them one time and then never talk to them ever again. The one that blows their phone up every 3 weeks, they're just gonna be like, okay, I get it, I'll send you something when the house comes up, or like even like to a point where your follow-up game is obnoxious. But at least you're the one that they're thinking of. I'd rather them yell at me for following up too persistently than like some other buyer in town that's like checking in with them all the time too. You know what I mean? So I think that's like our biggest thing that's found us success, is like we just try to be authentic and funny on the phone, but then like our follow-up games is unmatched, because like if you're an agent, you've talked to us, that you don't go a month without like hearing from us, or at least like we'll send you a call, leave a voicemail, shoot over a couple texts, like we'll blow your phone up when we're trying to get a hold of you. But I think that's kind of like what's set us out, because after we've like followed up, Jamil says it takes about 8 to 13 times to do a deal with a real estate agent. So the first time you connect with them, you're not going to do a deal. But if you keep following in, and like we attest to that's a true thing, because our 8th month, we moved down to AZ in October of 2021. We freaking packed everything we had in a truck, moved down to Arizona in October, went to the mastermind. Jamil's like, only Arizona agents, just call as many agents, 50 every single day. So it was October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, and that would be the 8th month of us checking in with all our relationships. We had our best month ever. We did 7 deals, and like it was the first time we ever did like 100,000 plus a month in wholesale deals.
That's so sick.
That's sick.
And like it was just the follow-up game though, because like we were the only investor that checked in with these people 8 times in a row, like 8 consecutive months.
That's
know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
And now they know that we're serious, because like we're actively doing it. We're gonna actively touch them and get in contact.
And too, it's like having the understanding of like a marathon mentality, and not just like, all right, I'm calling this person for a deal, and if they don't have one, I'm not going to talk to them. It's like,
100%.
no, I'm calling them to build a relationship with them, because I don't care if I get to buy this first deal. I want to buy the next 10 that come.
Right.
And like we just like knew that right off the hop. It's like, it's not going to just be, oh, sweet, I just made 4 phone calls, here's a deal. It's like, okay, no, I'm going to really build this up. So then in 4 years, it's just like they're inbound deals to me, because I've just been so persistent with it.
It just works for itself. I mean, you can create such a beautiful life and such a great pipeline to have the freedom to literally do whatever you want and still add so much value to everybody.
And so for the viewers who are watching this and who are trying to do the agent outreach method, what, like, let's say I'm an agent and you're trying to reach out to me, like, what exactly are you saying? How are you delivering your presentation? Like, kind of like, you know, what's something that you'd say to an agent that you're, you know, when you're trying to get deals from them?
Yeah, so I would just be like, hey, what's up, Franklin? My name's Dylan Tranna. I'm honestly looking for a property right now that I can hopefully close on in the next 20 to 30 days. I'm looking for a project in town, maybe a house that's like original condition or needs like a complete remodel. Do you have it listed right now like that or coming up?
Okay.
And then so they know who I am, they know what I'm like kind of looking for and like what I do. And then like just an open-ended question, like, do you have, like, you're a realtor, so do you have any listings available or anything coming up? That's like not a question that's just like a regular question they hear on their day-to-day.
Right.
So just keeping it light, or else just be like, yo, what's up? It's me and my bro. You know, we're some young hustlers here in town, just looking for another flip. Do you got any houses that need a cash offer right now? And just trying to like bring that energy and just like be funny with it.
Yeah.
And two, it's like sometimes when I've talked to agents like multiple times, like they'll answer the phone and be like, hey, what's up, man? It's your best friend Brandon. Want to see what properties you got? Let's go. Let's do deals. And that's just because they had just talked to about 50 other people that are just like, hey, you know, I'm looking to buy a property, but then just some random dude's like, hey, it's your best friend. I want to buy a house. What do you got? It's like, I stand out just by being super authentic and being funny, because they didn't hear that on the last 50 calls that they had.
Yeah, that's right, dude. Yeah, that's lit. I love that.
Nice.
So, what are some challenges that you've learned through your process, through your journey? You know, I feel like a lot of people dive into this industry so fast, and as we see, a lot of people just don't stick with it, or things happen and they can't stick with the KPIs, or find the right systems, or agent outreach, or direct to seller. Like what is something that like kept you going?
I think honestly the biggest challenge for most people is they overcomplicate it.
No focus.
They don't focus on one thing and they overcomplicate it. Mm-hmm. Like for us, at least, Jamil told us, call real estate agents in Arizona. And we just broke it down to those two steps. All right, we're not going to do anything else, just agents in Arizona. And we set up $9 Podio, just name, phone number, date that I talked to him, date that I need to talk to him, and then any notes that I have like with this agent. And we did 14 deals in 2022 just off of our cell phones and Podio. And it wasn't because it was just because we just didn't overcomplicate it and we just knew what needed to happen and we just were really consistent with it. Mm-hmm. Where like I see a lot of people before they've even done a deal or made a phone call, they're like already trying to set up some huge system and trying to build this crazy thing, and they've never even done a deal or talked to anybody that's done deals before. So it's like, what are you doing? And then they spent a couple months building this whole thing and they still haven't done a deal yet. And then I'm over here just making phone calls, doing deals. And it's just like, that's like a main thing that I see people, they just overcomplicate it to where like they don't do the thing that actually generates any deals or any income coming in.
Like Franklin, I'm sure you've seen, like direct to seller works. Anything works if you give it 90 days. It's just like that part where, and most people get hung up on this. They'll get to like 2 months of ripping calls, so like only 60 days of that 90 days, and like they'll just keep getting yelled at by sellers or agents, and then they're just like, you know what, this doesn't work, and they give up right when it's about to start working. That seller you talked to 2 months ago, they're not ready to go yet, but they, Christmas is coming up, the holidays, like they might be like getting ready to go or something.
Right.
I'm sure you can see too, Cody, like the agent works, the wholesaler dispo and their deals work, direct to seller, it all works, but you have to work the strategy to get it to work.
Right. And the follow-up exactly with direct to seller. You got to be on the seller, because wholesale and real estate is all about timing and circumstances, right? Sellers, let's say they don't want to sell right now, doesn't mean that they're not ready to sell in a month, 2 or 3 months from now. So the follow-up is like crucial. Like that's where the money is at, in the follow-up, right? With agents, direct to sellers, or whatever, it's in the follow-up. So.
Yeah, it's never off the first touch, because that's when the first touch is just to build the relationship. 100%. Yeah, that's honestly like the secret right there. It's just being consistent with it, not getting distracted.
100%. So as we're, just starting 2023, you talked a little bit about, some goals and things you want to add to your tools. But what are we going to expect from 2023?
We're going to build our wholesaling business here in Phoenix.
Okay.
We're going to build an actual team where that's actually doing deals consistently every single month. We're going to be like involved too. And like basically turning it, because we're doing everything in our business. We don't have one VA or anything. Like we're responding to every single email. We're responding to all our everything that is happening in our lives right now is being done by us too.
Yep.
But this year is just like really building our team into like a team that's doing deals consistently, selling deals, building more relationships with like buyers. And then also we plan on just, doing the most wholesale deals we've ever done this year. Just crushing it. After we build a team here in Phoenix, we're going to expand into different markets and hopefully, be doing deals with you fellas.
Mm-hmm.
But then honestly, just take that cash and go buy apartment buildings.
100%. So when it comes down to like building a team, do you guys have some goals on like when you want to have that accomplished, or like do you have like quarterly? What are you thinking?
We're going to take it slow, take it one day at a time, but we need to start training because like our Podio system that we did to do like majority of our deals, like we've had other people in Astro flipping come over to our house and like we just showed them like, yo, this is what we do. This is what works. Just do this. And now they're all crushing deals too. So we already can train someone on how to figure this out. Right. We just need to get them on board with us and on our team to start just crushing and slanging deals. But I think our first hire at least is just going to be an acquisitions guys, just so we can bring in more opportunities.
For sure.
Because like we're both hitting AC and Dispo, like both of us at the same time. So when we have someone who's working AC, we can just always just have deals coming in. And then at the same time, we're still doing AC, so there's even more properties coming in.
Right.
And kind of building it out from there, because like acquisition and disposition is two different sides of the business.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we need to automate and get acquisitions coming in, so then there's always properties, so then we can go build out a dispo arm really master that before we can hire someone, because we haven't spent too much time with dispo. Like we have our own buyers and we've used like other wholesalers to sell our deals, but it's like we need properties all the time before I go build this huge buyers list, build all these relationships, because like what am I going to sell them if I don't have deals coming in?
Right. No, 100%. Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up.
That's really good that you guys actually went through the process and through that, that grinding stage of doing everything by yourselves. A lot of people that I met that starting to do wholesale and they want to like delegate, cold calling or acquisition, and they want to delegate everything and they haven't got a first deal yet. So that's awesome. You guys went through that stage of, making the calls, knowing exactly how the process works, so you can delegate. That stage. That's awesome. Well, what are some systems and tools that you guys are using right now in your business?
Right now, we're using something called Go High Level. Have you guys heard of that?
Yep.
Yeah.
We transferred everybody on our Podio, and like we have so many agents just like saved in our phones, but we transferred all of these numbers into Go High Level, so we can get more efficient with it with like automations. And like the automatic follow-ups and everything.
Simplify that up.
Yeah. I like High Level because it's basically just like Podio and a cell phone all in one. And you can like send text from the same number. You can call these people. It's not like using like a dialer or a text blast service where it's like you have to switch contact infos after you just like hopped on a call. Because now this agent's like, I don't even know which cell phone or like I don't even know which number is for these people. So it's just like the same one the entire time of the whole relationship. It's easier for them to like keep your info saved and like continue hitting them on like a similar number.
For sure. That's
so the lead that you get, like it comes from agents you guys speak with, right? That's because I've never done agent outreach, so the leads I get is like from the marketing methods like cold calling and SMS. But the leads that you guys get are from basically agents that you guys reach out to, right? Or is that the only way you guys get leads, or is there any other ways you guys get?
We have wholesalers sending us deals, but we haven't put one We've actually, we have put a wholesaler deal together, but it was from doing agent outreach. I connected with an agent who is a wholesaler. But otherwise, it's pretty much that. And then our last couple deals, especially right now, there's so much inventory on the market. It's just been like MLS, where like they either had a buyer back out and we were able to get it at a price that actually makes sense, or it's just been sitting for a while. Like we just closed a deal 2 weeks ago, and Dylan offered in July on this house $315. And I got it under contract at $260. And it's just like it's just been sitting on the market, and they kept telling him they're not going to go below like $325. And then I wrote up an offer with a different agent, and we got it way lower. So pretty much just hitting like the MLS and agent outreach. That's kind of still our main source of leads.
But most of our deals do not come from the MLS. Like in 2022, we did like 21 deals total. But, and like those were all from agents, and like one was like the agent wholesaler who like we ended up selling the deal for. But I'd say probably only like 3 or 4 of those deals were MLS deals.
Yeah.
And here's the thing though, on those MLS deals, it's such a timing thing too. Like you were just saying earlier, because like they like those ones, that's where you have to like be in touch with the agent and follow up. Like you need to check in with the agent when it's got listed, see what's going on, because maybe they're motivated right away. And then just check in like, oh no, we're under contract, but I don't know if this buyer's solid or not. And like those deals that we did that were on the MLS are ones that either just keep getting canceled on, or else like they fall out of contract last minute and like they need to go. Like one of the other deals last month was an MLS deal, but I talked to the agent while it was still pending. I was just calling like listed properties that were pending. And he's just like, yo, this buyer's getting slippery. I'll keep you posted when it falls out. And I just like stayed on top of the agent. And then he's just like, yep, he's falling out. And I was able to lock it up like within 24 hours of them getting out of contract. So like on those, it's kind of just like a follow up and just staying in touch with them. But most of our deals is just because we're following up with our agent database, and it's before they get listed.
Sweet. I feel that. That's a great way.
That's solid.
Yeah.
With agent outreach, as far as that, like doing the whole thing with that method, like obviously there's the ups and downs of that, pros and cons. I've heard like you get less control of the deal, and like the average size is a little bit less, as as if you're going to direct to seller where you get more control of the deal and the fees are a little bit bigger. So what's your thoughts on how would you compare direct to seller and agent outreach?
I personally think maybe you might rip a bigger deal. Like it might be easier to rip a 30 or 40K deal if you're direct to seller.
For sure.
But how much did it cost for like all the phone numbers and skip tracing the numbers, and like you're burning through your numbers on your dialer all the time, so having to buy new numbers all the time. Where like agent outreach is high level, costs money just because it's like a CRM, but agent outreach is a free marketing method. And like I have an agent I've done 2 deals with this year, so that's basically 2 deals that it didn't cost me any dollars other than making a phone call. It didn't cost me dollars to get the phone number. Any other deal I ever do with this agent is going to cost me $0 in marketing. I like the relationship thing because it's not just a single transaction like it majority of the time is with the seller. Because this agent if I do 2 deals a month for the next 10 years, you know what I mean?
Great.
It's like $20K a year from just
one. You're great. That'll be fine. Yeah.
Right.
Yep, for sure.
And 2, you're still in control of the deal, but like getting it under contract, you know that this agent's shopping your offers trying to get someone to beat it. So that's the only thing that I guess would give them more in control, because it's whoever has the best relationship with the agent's going to get the deal, and whoever they trust the most is going to get the deal.
Comes to
but like the average size is still 10 to 15K, like I guess for our average agent deal. But it's the relationship, right? Like I've had an agent that's brought me 2 deals. We made 20K on both of them. And it's like a seller usually can sell me 1 house, but this guy knows I'm solid and that I close. So he's going to sell me probably 2 or 3, hopefully like every couple months. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's 100% true. Yeah,
for sure.
Awesome, man. Yeah, for sure. I mean, do you guys see yourself doing any direct to seller marketing in the future, or do you guys strictly just be focused on agent outreach?
I think what we've kind of done here, and like people, once the market has shifted and basically has shifted across like the whole U.S. There still is some markets that haven't experienced too much, but majority of the real estate market has experienced some changes since before summer. So we're I don't know, we're just thinking of new things. Like we got to be doing different things in different times. And so what our thing was is we're not adding new markets. Like Arizona is our main market, and like the market that we're gonna like build teams in before we go expand. But the thing is, we are adding, which is basically our second market, is we're offering a lot of creative finance, and that is where we're talking to a lot more sellers.
Finance.
But we're not going directly to the sellers. We're like, this is usually on properties that have been sitting on the market for a long time, and we know the agent, and we're like, hey, it's been sitting forever. Yeah. Do you know, like, if we covered your commissions and everything, would they be open to having a conversation about a seller carryback? And one of the deals we did last year was a seller financing deal that he was able to put together by just squatting up with someone here in Phoenix who does creative finance.
Sick. That's what it's about, yeah.
The goal of creative financing lives there, man. Pace Morby. I'm part of sub 2, Pace Morby.
Oh, okay, cool. Pace actually bought the deal. Yeah, Pace bought it.
Find everything, man.
Yeah,
that's gnarly.
But that's kind of like what we've transitioned into more, and it is a skill we got to have, is talking to these sellers. So
we've been able to get the agent to get the seller on the phone for us. So it's like it's still direct to seller technically because we're talking to the seller, but then it's free. And when I close the deal, the agent's going to be like, wow, I can sell this guy any house.
Dude, for real though, literally.
Yeah. Like Cody, when we were in Minnesota for deer hunting, I was getting bored in the deer stand. So like I just started like texting agents on like lake properties on like Ottertail and stuff. And I'm like, yo, are they open to a seller carryback? I'm like just asking agents if they'd be open to a seller carryback. But it's just something that's possible. Nothing yet, but I'm like, this house haven't sold, and I called them before Christmas again. So like, I'm following up.
That's sick. That's so sick. But like, dude, I would love to get up to that area because there's gems. There's gems up there where I really feel you could just make a lot of money up there.
You can run Airbnbs on these all year round too, because it's like everyone's going ice fishing, and then in the summer everyone's trying to be at the lake anyway. So like they would kill all year round.
Yeah, no, I gotta find more people up there that are actually doing like the flips and rehabs, or like I literally just have to be the person that's gonna do the flip and rehab. Which we're getting more into that right now, so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll definitely keep you posted when we got lake property deals we can partner on. That'd be dope.
Please do.
When are you guys planning on coming to Minnesota?
Probably we were gonna go there like 2 weeks ago, but it's the blizzards and everything. Yeah. But probably now, spring or summer, maybe. I don't know. Maybe if not the spring, maybe like for fishing opener or something.
I don't know. We're trying to really just be really focused and dialed in because, like, we noticed when we travel back there, our pipeline 30 days from now, just because we don't do anything, if we're there for like a week, we're just trying to be with our family, with our people. Right. The pipeline kind of dies, but like this year, we're just focused on advancement. Right. So I don't know how much I'm going to be in Minnesota. I want to do a meetup with you guys out there. That would be so sick.
Bro, yeah.
But no, we're honestly just really trying to be focused in like building this here, so then we can just set ourselves up for the next couple years.
Right. I mean, dude, that's the game plan, yo. Just grind, and like, yo, so young, really can set up your future in a way that, like, yo, I mean, everybody talks about that, and like to turn that into a reality is, that's huge. That's huge.
I want to see kind of like because like we hung out and like basically had like the party with you guys when you bought the Minnesota Keegley franchise.
Yeah.
How did you know that it was time to get into like Texas? And can you kind of talk about that whole process of acquiring that one and then like being like, this is rocking? Because I'm guessing if you're buying another one, everything must be like rocking and rolling. So
honestly, yeah. The opportunity arose. There's like 6 franchises already in Texas. So just one was failing, and an opportunity arose where we could swoop in. And I mean, we know the business now, and to me, if we can wholesale, we've been with Keegley now for a little over like 7 months, and we've just closed over 11 deals. And if we can do this in Minnesota here and strictly just off market, like agent outreach, dude, we're like, to be in a booming market, like we're excited for that opportunity. And so when we heard that that opportunity with that franchise arose, I was like, yo, let's go. Like, I'd love to continue to scale and build with franchises, because I mean, once you create that pipeline and it's self-sufficient and you have a team, like I have a team now that really, they get the process and they understand KPIs, and like, same here, we're all about the relationship, and like that's it. And we continue to build relationships, and our team's just scaling up. And Texas was a trip, man. It just happened like that. And I'm still like nervous with it all, but I don't know, I believe in the systems. I believe in Keegley and Astro Flipping, and it's like you said, like we've proven it, like it works, and we're already doing it in probably one of the most challenging markets in the nation. So like, we got this.
Yeah, because it's like, too, in Minnesota, you guys are already crushing it, and it's like snowy and cold for like 8 months out of the year, and you're still crushing it. So it's like, imagine when
there's a lot more buyers.
Lot more buyers.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just can't imagine. I mean, dude, Texas is so big compared to Minnesota. Regardless, like, just the Dallas market is like, I mean, our bread and butter in Minnesota is definitely like the 7-county metro, but like just the Dallas market blows that out the water. And like, there's just so much more opportunity, and like I don't know, I'm just hyped, just the fact that we don't have to lock things up like at 40% ARV, and really like we got to negotiate deep now, just to even like get like 10-15K deals. So like, now to like be in a market where like our negotiations and phone skills are on point. So now it's just like, let's build these relationships and let's just go now. Add more. Now we got Minnesota, Texas. Let's get another one.
I love it.
I love that. Thanks for breaking. That's pretty sweet.
Yo, so all right, well, we're gonna wrap up a little bit. So, but for last minute advice for people that are just about to like get into wholesaling or real estate investing, like, what do you recommend? Like, because like, dude, shiny object syndrome's real. There's a 1,000,001 gurus out there. Like, what do you recommend somebody that wants to get involved but has no idea?
Here's what I'd say. If you're in Minnesota or Texas, hit up Cody. What you need to do is connect with someone who's doing deals already in your marketplace. You need to see what they're looking for. The buyers, trust me, these buyers have been buying. They know what needs to happen. They know where the deals need to be at. That part's taken care of. Right now, when you're brand new, you need to go find deals and figure out how you can bring deals to the people that are doing deals, because they'll help you, but you got to go, the value goes both ways. You got to bring them value by bringing opportunities and showing them you're a hustler. So that's what I'd honestly say, is connect with people doing deals, see what they're looking for, and then bring them what they're looking for, and you will figure it out faster.
Yeah, JV all day, 50-50 all day.
It's like, if you're bringing me opportunities and you're showing me that you're actually out there hustling, like, I'm going to obviously pour back and answer any questions that you got, because it's going to benefit both of us in the end, instead of just trying to be like a leech and just like, hey, do this for me. Like, hey, no, I'm already doing this. I ain't like, you do this, like, let's do this together, and we'll both go way farther.
The experienced person's going to get what they're looking for, which is more deals, and you're going to get what you're looking for, which is experience.
100%. 100%. Yo, I mean, nailed it. I think that's literally it. Like, that's what I did, yo. I like really attached myself. I like attached myself to you guys, Jacob, when I like really like went out to Arizona and like just try to absorb everything and like replicate it. Like, for me, like, I'm just like agent outreach. That's my bread and butter. That's all I do, and like, that's my lane. Franklin's all sub 2, direct to seller, completely different. But like, that like when we just stay in our lane, you can really build and scale your business in a way to the point where after some time now, if you want to add some tools, maybe go direct to seller or go to a different market or whatever, now you're there. But now like you got to at least create that one lane and one deal and consistency before what's over here, you know what I mean? So
But thank you, fellas, for having us. Like, this was an awesome
100.
time, and we're definitely going to be doing some more collaboration. I see you're popping. I feel like your business definitely has a lot to do with how popping you get it on like social media. You know, you connect with the people and like the attention, like the deals flow to the attention. So it's pretty awesome. Thanks for having us on here.
Yeah,
dude, 100%. I'm honored to have you guys on here, dude. Yeah, like you guys are the reason why like I think like really in this position right now. I really took everything you guys said to heart so like yo, for real. It's about scaling your business and creating meaningful relationships.
exactly. That's what's up. And yeah, if we can help out anybody who's watching, like hit us up in the DMs on Instagram. Like, love to connect, and however we can help to do deals or connect you with someone in a different market to do deals with them, like in any way.
100%. If people want to start doing deals with you, how can they do that?
DM me on Instagram at Brandon Tranna.
DM me on Instagram at Dylan_Tranna.
And yeah, let's get it. Love to help anyone out. And if you're not doing deals in Arizona, I know people across the country. I hope that I can send people to Texas and Minnesota for you guys. But no, I'll be looking forward to it, and I appreciate you guys having us on. This is awesome.
Dude, 100%. Thank you so much, guys. You guys have a wonderful night, and obviously we'll be seeing you guys soon. And let's crush 2023 for real.
Let's crush it. Minnesota boys gonna dominate this year.
Minnesota boys, you know what it is.
All
right, y'all. You guys have a great night.
Again, appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'll call you.